Okay, guys, just like a TV show. Zzz. This is where we are. We got a drip tray down here. Took everything off, laid it in order. Pile got bigger over there. That's about it. We got a toolbox. Not fully set up, but we got something. Okay. We have this thing 4 degrees advanced. I want this thing straight up. There's a reason. We're not going to get into that right now because we're not going to do it right now. My main concern right now is, see this gear? I put the wrong gear on. I don't know how I did it. Well, I know why I did it, because I made a mistake. I had a matched set of gears and then a crap gear. At least that's what I remembered having. I really had my mint matched set of gears put to the side. Then I had an okay set of gears and then a crap gear. And when I picked up the gear, I saw it was the crap one. So I put it to the side and I grabbed the other one and put it on. Never paying attention. So I do have a mint set of gears besides the ones we bought. And then I realized what had happened. By that time the motor was together and run already. I didn't realize that until after. And this gear is shit. But that's not my concern. I want to pull this bolt out right now. I want to make sure oil, like, it's wet with oil. I just want to make sure oil's coming up through the cam. Okay? Obviously we got cleaning to do before we start reassembling. And we gotta do the cam and blah, 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 blah. But let's get that off. Well, I already got oil on my finger. It's all wet. I don't know if they stick on. I forget already. There's definitely, and this is soaked with oil. It's all wet in there. It's working its way back around the cam. It's obviously not coming through the center of the cam. Okay, we got the puller on that. Should come right off. I think it actually started. It actually. There you go. I mean, there's resistance on it, but it's not drastic. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down here. Look at something, guys. Maybe you're watching what I'm doing. Don't know. But that's a 2-jaw puller with bolts. Don't ever use a 2-jaw puller that doesn't have these. So as you tighten them in, it clamps. Oops, it clamps it tighter and tighter and tighter. That's the way to go. Unless you want me to set you up with my friend that had it spit back and break his finger in a billion pieces. Okay, this is my concern. Are we getting oil? It's wet with oil. Around the whole gear. This is all wet with oil. It's wet in the teeth down in there. Now, realize something, guys. This motor hasn't run in a year. So any excessive oil that's on there would have dripped off. But the stuff that was trapped in there, which is plenty, would not have dripped off. Yeah, that's probably the same thing. So the oil comes out of that little hole right there, and you can see there's an oil ring around it, wet ring. It goes back on like that. It only goes one way because one's wide enough for the key slot, one's wide enough for oil. So oil travels on that groove and then comes out these holes. It definitely looks wet. Even then, I didn't look at the distributor gear to see if it was wet. Because that is a major concern. Does it need like a bath, like you're machining something? No. But does it need to be wet? Yes. And there's no other way this complete cam would be soaking wet, including down in here and in here. It'd be hard for it to just drip there and run through. Not that it can't, but I mean, look what we're talking in the engine, guys. So this is wetter than this. And this I just wiped off the front, but I didn't go crazy. There's obviously no oil flow through there, and there's plenty of oil flow through here. So I don't want to damage the fuel pump eccentric. So, but I'm going to pull that next. You can see it. Inside the bore is totally shiny with oil. All around. So you can see the oil on the back. This whole cam is covered with oil. Totally. So that means it's working. We will confirm though. I definitely want to confirm I got the marks right. You know what I mean? Some more oil I can get onto that distributor gear, the better we're gonna be. So how does this one compare to the one I bought? I don't have a clue in the world. I know the distributor one is much nicer. I only looked at the cut. I never looked down into the gear to see if it was wet. I'm sure it is. If this is fully wet all around, we're doing our job. So, and it has to get wet all around for it to work, because it only comes in this trough and goes out that one little hole in the front. You can just see it. I'll turn the gear the other way. You can see the light hole there. But for it to come out that light hole, it has to work its way down the keyway, which it can. Okay, but then it has to go out that light hole and that light hole. And the MSD gear, I saw 2 outer light holes. See, these are slightly staggered. That one's all the way at the end. That one's a hair bit in more. That one's near the end. And that one's further down. So it's all different widths of it. Yeah, this gear is shit. So, if this had the matching gear to it, it might last another 100,000 miles. But the second you put a gear that doesn't have that same wear pattern on it, you're just roasting it on the edges. So, when anybody doing this, just make sure you put that in right. When we took this motor apart the first time, that was pointed forward. Gear was like new. So, this is what operates your fuel pump. And yes, we're putting the mechanical pump back in, so we don't want to damage none of that. But we need a spacer anyway. Okay, so we're going to be using this circle to this circle, and we're going to be putting the keyway here into the one that's rounded over. Okay, these don't just come off. They're on there with a slight interference angle. Not a lot, nothing crazy. Obviously you can't go in there with a pole, that'll be the end of it. I'm gonna go in there with little ladies' feet, they're called, and like miniature pry bars, like L-shaped, and they get in there. I should be able to get in behind, because I got a step on the back. I should be able to just get in there lightly with 2 of them, put slight effort on it, and just vibrate the crank with like my rubber mallet right there. And the same down here, and it should come. And you walk it out together because you don't want to bend the chain. So, yeah, that's one of the crappier things as opposed to a Chevy that just has the 3 bolts. And boop, chain's gone out of the way, and then you worry about the gear. AMC's a little more difficult, and I'm not buying a new chain, considering that chain's brand new. So, okay, I also had to make sure that there was clearance between the pan and the main bearing cap for oil to drain. It could easily drain through here and all around, and I looked, because this is where the pan goes, and it's about that much. I don't know how much more you need, considering it's open on both ends. I call that good. I ain't denting the pan or massaging the pan in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I can put the original one on there to see how it is, but from here, the original one looks like it has the same deep lip. So, like I said, we'll come in here, we'll clean this up. I don't want to get too aggressive. I got to see if I can find touch-up paint. I would like to blow in some paint on some of the lower areas underneath of the motor, but it's no big deal. It all gets covered with crap. I want to make sure I have enough to, if I got to do the front cover or whatever it is over. Just want it to look nice when it goes in. And then it'll just, slowly get old. So, but you got to do the best you can while you're doing it. So with that said, I'm calling it tonight, guys. We did get something accomplished. Oh, and to add to it real quick, I only got 2 minutes. I ordered 2 more dipstick tubes, so I have an extra one in stock. It comes with the dipstick. At first, I didn't realize I sold the tube separate. So I would have bought a couple of tubes, so half the price. And I just bought from a guy on the forum the tool to put it in. So I paid for that tonight. Makes a nice tool. It like replicates the factory tool. It's like a thick L-shaped block with a hole in the bottom. It's machined flat, and it lines up at the flat spot on the block. It houses the little dimple, and you put it in there, and it's got this big block on it. You can just tap it in. But as you're tapping it in, you're pushing the tube perfectly straight, and the tool can't turn because it fits on the machined area of the block over there. So that tube is a little rusty on the outside. So there's no rust on the inside, but it's rusty, and I'm afraid after we get this in, it's going to break. I should have never went with it to begin with, but we're at this point. So all that is definitely going to prevent this weekend going in. But I'm pushing for the following weekend without a problem. Because the tubes, I got a tracking number, but I don't see them moving anywhere. And the thing is going to ship out today, and today's Tuesday, so. And I'm sure there's things we're going to want to touch up and paint and whatever. So then we'll kick it off. I think I'm the only guy in history that's going from electronic ignition back to points.